Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hopefully, you all had a good Monday. We are back. We are here to talk. We're going to recap Monday Night Football. We have NBA Cup tonight as well. Some things will get finalized in terms of who's making it through to the knockout round and who is going home. So there's going to be some motivated teams tonight, which creates some interesting betting angles. So we're going to talk NBA Cup. And then I have Sport-Wise on my screen here, looking at some ad drops in my one big $300 Yahoo League. Going to see if there's anyone worth picking up. Just overall, Isaac Guerendo is the best pickup in fantasy football this week, with Christian McCaffrey and Jordan Mason both hitting IR. So if you have a top waiver priority in your leagues, even if you don't need a running back, I would be spending it on Isaac Guerendo to prevent your league mates from getting him. And if you need a running back, obviously, he will slot in there. I think Isaac Guerendo is a very, very good player. If you play in a league with free agent bidding, I would spend every single dollar. Every single dollar that you have left for your free agent bidding, I would spend it on Isaac Guerendo this week. Max it out. Do whatever you can do to get Isaac Guerendo on your team. Like I said, think he is a good player. Really, really fast. 4.33, 40-yard dash. 100th percentile speed score on playerprofiler.com. And good size, like 6 foot 220. Like he has size and speed. He really got some in-game action one time earlier this year. He had like 20 fantasy points. And obviously, even with the 49ers kind of slipping, and we don't know the motivation of the team really throughout the rest of the season, because if they lose one more time, they're already pretty much done. If they lose one more time, they're like officially done. But I do think that the scheme is still good, right, for the remainder of the season. And I think Isaac Guerendo is a really good just football player. So I would be spending every dollar of your free agent bidding to get him. If you have a top waiver claim, put it on him, even if you don't need a running back. So we'll look at some guys here. I don't even know what waiver. Let me see if I can check. I don't even know what waiver priority I have in this league, so I don't think I can get him. But let's take a look here. I don't even know, where do you look at that at? Oh, I see. Yeah, see, I don't have the top waivers, so I'm not gonna get him, unfortunately. But I still put the claim in just in case these people are stupid, which, sometimes that happens. All right, though, Monday Night Football, I mean, that was an incredible game, right? I mean, that was a fun game. It was a fun, bad team shootout. Not that the Broncos are bad, but, the Browns are very much bad. So that was a fun game, 41-32 final. Really unlucky night for me betting-wise. First and foremost, I had the under, which was just Melissa, hi, thanks for tuning in. The under was just clearly not the right side there. So that was a bad bet by me. No problems admitting that. But I had a parlay, plus 104 odds, Elijah Moore 40 receiving yards with Javonte Williams to catch 2 passes. He caught 1 pass, of course. Really unfortunate. So that cost me a unit right there. I had a parlay Jameis Winston to throw an interception with Anthony Davis to score 20 points. Of course, he throws an interception, but Anthony Davis does not score 20 points. So that cost me another unit right there. So actually would have been, even with the under losing, would have been a profitable night had those two come through, but they didn't. So that's just how it goes sometimes. Did hit on the defensive touchdown 7-1, so that was nice. Also hit on the Browns scored a defensive touchdown, but it got called back. So, I don't think it was a touchdown. Like, it should have got called back, but it was very close to being touchdown. So again, couple rough beats there for us, but we did hit the 7-1 defensive touchdown. I'm kind of kicking myself though, because I said on stream yesterday, I've made a ton of money this year just doing same game parlays, Jameis Winston over passing yards with like 2 of his receivers. And once again, like I would have probably done Elijah Moore 40 plus yards, Njoku 40 plus yards, and Jameis Winston over passing yards. And they easily went over once again. Like this has basically hit in every single game that Jameis Winston has started, and they still put his passing line low. So that's something that we still need to look for moving forward, because it just hits every single week. So I'm kind of kicking myself for not doing one of those. But overall, it was a really fun game. Jerry Jeudy, 9 for 235 and a touchdown, just monster line against his former team. Marvin Mims had a 93-yard touchdown. Cortland Sutton had 6 for 102. Again, he's been crushing. I mean, just looking at Cortland Sutton's game log, he did not record a catch or a stat against the New Orleans Saints on October 17th when they played Thursday night against the Saints. He had 0 catches for 0 yards. Since that game, Cortland Sutton, 8 for 100, 7 for 122, 6 for 70 and a touchdown, 7 for 78, 8 for 97 and 2 touchdowns, 6 for 102. Guy has been absolutely balling. He's in the category of league winner for me. I think that Bucky Irving is the fantasy football league winner. As of right now, things can change. Isaac Guerrero could become the fantasy football league winner. But I think right now it's Bucky Irving. But Cortland Sutton, I mean, he was a mid-round pick, and he has crushed the entire season. So you may need him, honestly, to win leagues, because they have a pretty soft schedule. If we look at who the Broncos play, they play the Colts this week, which is a great matchup. They play the Chargers, which is a good matchup, not bad. And then they play the Bengals, which is just, oh my God. If you get to the championship game with Cortland Sutton on your team and you get the Bengals pass defense, like you may need Cortland Sutton. And honestly, like I might pick up Bo Nix, dude. I'm not going to lie. Bo Nix against the Colts, like playing the Colts and the Bengals in two games. The rest of the way with playoffs here, like that's pretty big. So I might look at Bo Nix if he's not owned in any of your leagues, potentially as a pickup. He's been awesome. I think it's a really good battle between him and Jaden Daniels for Rookie of the Year. Let me look at the updated odds here before we get into NBA. Updated odds. Daniels is minus 270. Bo Nix is plus 240. So Daniels obviously in that big game over Tennessee, got some more money coming on him. I don't know. I think it's closer than minus 270. I think it should be closer to even odds, to be honest. I think they're both going to make the playoffs. They're both going to have fantastic stats. They both are on teams that have sucked in recent years. So I think it should be closer than that. Not saying that Daniels isn't the likely favorite or the rightful favorite, I should say, but I just think it should be a little bit of a closer gap there. But yeah, overall, fun game. And I should not have bet the under. That was a bad bet. All right, let's look at NBA. So like I said, NBA Cup tonight, there is some motivation out there. So looking at some of these games, so Magic and Knicks, winner gets in. Winner of the Magic Knicks is into the knockout round. Loser could get in depending on other factors. So the Knicks are at home. They're minus 4.5. If the Knicks win, they're in. If the Magic lose, they would need to get in on point differential, and they are ahead wildly on point differential over the Boston Celtics, who are the other team in the mix. So Boston's point differential is in the 20s. The Magic, I'm pretty sure it's like plus 60. So they're like 40 points ahead on point differential. So if the Magic lose this game, as long as it's a close game, they will still be in. So we could get 2 teams in from that game. If the Magic win the game, the Knicks would need the Celtics to get Oh wait, no, the Celtics don't even play tonight. So yeah, if the Knicks lose, they're out. If the Knicks win, they're in. If the Knicks lose, I guess they're out because of point differential. The Magic, if they lose, could get in. So I don't know. I haven't figured that game out yet. I kind of liked the Magic when I first looked at stuff, but I don't know. I need to think about that one more. The other game we have Bucks and Pistons. Winner gets in. So don't think there's any hope of point differential getting in here. Whoever wins this game wins the group, and they advance to the knockout round. So I have a if you read my NBA Cup preview when the tournament was first starting, we have a plus 850 ticket on the Pistons to win the group. So this is a big game tonight for us. Like I would really, really prefer them to cash this ticket. I'm gonna consider hedging, I think, a little bit. I need to think about it just because the Bucks have been rolling, man. The Bucks are 6-0 since Damian Lillard came back from that concussion. Giannis has just been. I mean, if we look at the Bucks, like I'm just gonna pull them up here. I mean, yeah, they've been rolling. 124, 114 winner over the Wizards. 106, 103 winner over the Heat. This was the big one, man. The Heat just completely choked at the end. That would have basically secured the Pistons in. Outside of anything crazy, that would have been big. But the Bucks won that 125, 119 win over the Hornets, 129, 117 win over the Pacers, 122, 106 win over the Bulls. And Giannis has just been truly incredible. I mean, his PRA line tonight is at 50.5. If we look at his game log, look at his recent games, 42, 12, and 11, 32, 11, and 6, 37, 10, and 11, 41, 9, and 8, 20, 13, and 4, 22, 15, and 12, 59, 14, and 7. Yeah, I mean, the guy is just, he's unbelievable right now. And he owns the Pistons. He's dominated them. That 59, 14, and 7 came against the Pistons in a overtime game on November 13th. He owns him. So I have no faith in the Pistons stopping Giannis tonight, which is why I kind of want to hedge. Because we're winning I'm going to win like a couple units if the Pistons win this game. So I might as well put a unit maybe on the Bucks just to secure some money. So that's kind of where I'm looking for that. But I think that I think it is going to be a close game, right? Like the Pistons are only 3-point dogs here. JB Bickerstaff made comments that, this is a young team. They've never won anything. The Pistons in general have not won anything in a long time. So they're going to be up for this. I do think that, they're bought into the fact that they could win this if they get into the knockout round. So that gives me some hope for the Pistons, to win the group ticket. But I think it would just be smarter to hedge a little bit on the Bucks and just secure getting some money. The other spot I like is the Charlotte Hornets tonight. So neither the Hornets nor the 76ers have any motivation here because they can't advance to the knockout round. But I just am struggling to understand why the Philadelphia 76ers are favored on the road. I just really just don't understand it. The 76ers, the bookmakers are like, this is the same principle of the New York Jets, right? Every week I come on stream on Sunday and I'm like, why are the Jets favored, in this game? Like at some point, we just have to adjust the priors, and this team is just not good. 76ers are just not good. They're not going to have Joel Embiid in this game. They're also not going to have Andre Drummond in this game. I just don't understand why they are 4.5-point favorites on the road. I know the Charlotte Hornets aren't a great team, but they're at home, which has to be worth something. So if we say that you're getting 3.5 points at home, just as like a home court thing, you're telling me that the 76ers are 7 to 8 points better than the Hornets right now? I just don't buy that. I just don't. So I like the Hornets. I like the Hornets outright. I think you could play the money line. It's like plus 165. I'm going to be looking to bet the Hornets on the spread and the money line tonight. That's my favorite bet, I think, overall. I just don't trust the 76ers team. They haven't been good. They haven't been good on the road. So that's my favorite bet today. I like the Charlotte Hornets on the spread and the money line. I think I'm going to hedge our Pistons ticket a little bit on the Bucks today. And then I don't know what to make of this Magic Knicks game. I need to think about it more. Like I said, when I first woke up, I kind of was leaning Magic, but man, like just to like knowing that the Magic get in with a close loss, but the Knicks only get in with a win, that does make a little bit of a difference to me. To be honest, though, I think the Magic are just a better team than the Knicks. I think they're both good on offense. The Magic are significantly better on defense, than the Knicks. So that's kind of why I'm leaning Magic. It's just I just think they're the better team. But I don't know. I got to think about that one more. Other one, Golden State plays Denver tonight. Golden State's already in to the knockout stage, which is good for us because we have a future on them. We already cashed them to win their group. We also have a 16-1 on them to win the NBA Cup. So we'll be rooting for the Warriors pretty heavy here in the knockout rounds. Now they're already advanced, but if they win this game tonight, they host at home their first knockout stage game. So there is some motivation there for the Warriors. The Nuggets are 5-point home favorites. I don't think I'm going to bet the Warriors in this game, but just kind of stating it, I know there is some motivation factors there. But I could see the Nuggets winning that game for sure at home. Someone asked any props you like. Yeah. I think I'm going to be interested in some Hornets props here. I haven't looked into exactly what yet, but just correlating with them, I think winning this game, I'm going to be interested in. I'm trying to look at like LaMelo, PRAs, not LaMelo, Brandon Miller, who we've been betting on a little bit recently. I bet on him a lot. I could be interested in him in this spot for sure. I've bet on Brandon Miller quite a bit this season. So I think he's pretty good. Micic has been balling out for them, starting in recent games. So, maybe we could look at him. I haven't looked at their lines though, but I just know like I have bet on Brandon Miller quite a bit. I'm sure the lines are a little bit inflated here, but I might consider that. Definitely could look at some props in the Magic and Knicks game. Franz Wagner has been playing pretty well. I kind of like Wagner over 5.5 rebounds. Is a little bit interesting to me. I just need to look at that game more. I mean, I'm sure Brunson will have a big game. Brunson, points plus assists, 32.5. That's a little too high for me. I can't take that. PRAs at 35.5. I prefer that. So if you're going to bet Brunson, I would take the PRAs over the points plus assists just because it's not that big of a difference and he can grab some boards if the game goes a little bit crazy. So I don't know. Brunson PRAs I might consider. I would assume he has a pretty big game here. I mean, Giannis, I don't know how you can look at this either way. I don't know how you bet an over on a 50.5 PRA line, but I also don't know how you fade Giannis given how he's played. So I might see if Giannis PRA comes down to 49.5, I might grab the over then. That might be what I consider doing there. It's kind of juiced to the under 50.5 right now. If we could get a 49.5 to pop, I might take that. FanDuel also has a no sweat same game parlay for Knicks Magic and Nuggets Warriors. So I'm going to look into putting some together for that, I think. Maybe we do, I don't know. I need to look at it, but definitely we'll put something in for that. Should the Browns keep Jameis Winston? Yeah, I mean, I think he's a good. You guys know I'm biased towards Jameis Winston. I think he's underrated. Now, last night is the perfect example of what you're going to get with Jameis Winston, and it's the same thing that like happened with the Browns and Joe Flacco last year. You know, he came in, caught lightning in a bottle, and then it just ran out in the playoffs. He threw 2 pick sixes. That's kind of what Jameis can do. I think he is a very good backup quarterback. I would want him to be the backup quarterback if I was the Browns for sure. Now, if the Browns want to draft a quarterback, I would be comfortable saying, depending on who they take, let's roll with Jameis and draft someone. The fact of the matter is, though, they're probably not just going to cut Deshaun Watson, so they're probably pretty much just stuck. And I don't know. I don't get paid to make those decisions. It's a really tough spot for the Browns. They took a chance on something, and it did not work out. So I don't know. I would want Jameis Winston back as the backup, though, for sure. I don't know. Like Jameis is like a fringe starter in my opinion. I don't think he's good enough, honestly, to just start. But he's like right on the edge. There's certainly starting quarterbacks I would take over. I would take Jameis Winston over some starting quarterbacks, like whatever the Raiders are doing right now. Minshew and Aiden O'Connell, like coming into the season, I'd rather have Jameis Winston than that. Trying to think off the top of my head. I'm sure there's others. I mean, to be honest, if I was the Saints, I would probably rather have Jameis than Derek Carr, to be honest with you. So that's 2 right there. Yeah, I mean, he's like a fringy starter, but I mean, the Raiders are going to draft someone for sure. I would be pretty surprised if they didn't take a quarterback, in their top 5, assuming they pick top 5, which I'm pretty sure it's a lock that they're going to. I could see them taking Shador. I could see them taking maybe Cam Ward. I think Shador, I don't know, maybe those are like false rumors, but I do think there's some validity to the rumors that he wants to play for the New York Giants. So we'll kind of see how that plays out. Yeah, let's get an NBA DFS takedown tonight. That would be nice for sure. All right, overall, thank you guys for tuning in. As far as pickups, let's look at that. Yeah. Like I said, Isaac Rendo, if you guys joined late, if you have free agent bidding in your fantasy league, spend all of your money on Isaac Rendo. If you have top waiver, even if you don't need a running back, pick him up. I think Bo Nix is someone I'm going to look to pick up in my leagues that he's available. I think Andre Yoshivas is an interesting stash. Don't really think you need to pick him up right now, but just kind of thinking through the motivation aspect of this, if the Cincinnati Bengals are not motivated in the last few weeks of the season, which is the fantasy playoffs, and they are, going to rest a Jamar Chase or a T. Higgins, obviously Yoshivas is who would step in and is a legitimate, decent receiver. So, yeah, Yoshivas I think is interesting as a pickup. I mean, Devon Vele is interesting still. I have kind of guys in that range with Odunze and Elijah Moore, who I'd both rather have than Vele, but he's still pretty interesting. But I don't know. I think Yoshivas, obviously Garendo number 1, Yoshivas, and then I'm going to try and get Bo Nix, who I don't think anyone has in this league. Let me see. So I have Kyler Murray and I have Justin Herbert. Oh yeah, someone does have Bo Nix, so disregard that. But he's available in some leagues because I know my one other league no one has him, so might try and grab him there. But thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. I'll be live tomorrow, Wednesday, 11 a.m. We will preview the NBA slates. We will preview NFL. We're going to talk some college football too coming up this week because we have the playoff bracket getting ready to be released after, this weekend, and we have conference championship stuff this weekend. So we'll talk some of that tomorrow too, maybe. And then Thursday we'll talk NFL. Friday we'll talk NFL. But thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. Good luck with your bets tonight. Good luck with your fantasy teams. If you're watching, please go subscribe to the Rolling Insights YouTube. We are on the road to 100 subscribers over there, and we're gaining a few every single day. So let's keep that up, and then we'll get to 100 by the end of the year. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see everybody on Wednesday.